this one current warrior image? Is it a Hollywood myth or is it real? What do warriors really look like?
I think, GWAT made a lot of stuff popular on the recreational side. Yeah. So look at the commercial training community. There's this idea that you need to be a tough guy. You need, like I got the goatee and the shaved head, and I'm always, tactical and talking about guns. And I think some guys really play into this.
That doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. And it plays directly.
Right now.
And it plays directly back to SF's motto.
Is that
Quiet
okay?
professional.
I'm so tough looking.
Because the
Yeah,
bullets,
no,
I was
it's
gonna
just
say, the
cuts-
bullets
Yeah.
do not,
Swiss cheese,
they do not freaking care.
But
I never saw anybody stop a bullet with a beard.
Yeah.
I can't grow one anyway. Mine looks like
You
hell.
mean my
I look like
face
my whole
metal,
family's
or
inbred if I grow a beard. But it is. It's an image. But I mean, it's Hollywood. What's real? What's real in a movie? Nothing's real in a movie.
So in our industry, in order to sell a commercial product or service, image and brand is important. And going back to what we were saying earlier about social media, where we amplify what we think right looks like versus what it really is.
So it is going to change. I mean, now, how many years have we been post 9/11? This is the image.
So you're gonna grow a beard?
No, but I'm saying, so the industry. I mean, before
shave head, goatee.
9/11, during they thought that's what it was because that's what they saw from the media feeds, right?
Yeah.
People with beards and frickin' all this shit. And it wasn't because we wanted to wear them. I mean, look at. Do I have a beard on right now?
Right.
No, they're frickin' dirty. They stink. They're ugly, and they itch. Why would I want a beard? So, I think if you're talking about image.
Yeah.
Industry image, I would see it probably turning around, going towards the clean cut,
More
doing
of a
doing everything right. It's not about frickin', here's bunker, go assault bunker.
Well, it's kind of like the term operator and like
Be
how
smart.
it's so overused. It's, it's. I think we're seeing, the next wave of thought leaders kind of not really aligning with the tough guy stuff because.
Well, it is. If you want to stay alive, you be smart.
Yeah.
It's not about
Yeah.
being the brute force.
Being a big dumb bullet magnet doesn't work so well. I guess it really comes down to when you look at warrior image, there really isn't a defined warrior image, but there's a perception of warrior image. And so it kind of begs the question, if people are trying to be that flamboyant or that tactical, are they really just overcompensating to try to cover for something else? Like either a lack of experience or a lack of something else, or are they taking it? There's instructors out there that have flamboyant attitudes and flamboyant ways of teaching, and they're kind of over the top. They're not bad instructors. It doesn't mean that you're a bad instructor if you do that. That's their personality, that's their form of teaching. We all have our own style of teaching. But it kind of does beg the question that, are there people out there that try to look the part too much, or do they compensate by being so damn cool that somebody ought to think they're cool?
I think there's guys that could definitely back it up. Like
Absolutely. I mean, some people like beards.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
if you're looking at image-wise, but I think there is
But some of those guys
a
are
lot.
the quietest guys I know. Like some of the guys I know that have like the overt tough guy image, who are actually tough guys, like the nicest dudes I know.
Super demure.
Super,
Yeah.
not like they don't need to check their ego because it's been checked for them through real life experiences. And there's also like some of the toughest guys I know that you would never assume like that dude's.
And that's
a
the dangerous
murderer
guy.
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the dangerous guy.
Yeah. So
look at the way you profile people. Not that anybody profiles people, but when you're looking I mean, we learn it. You pan crowds. You're looking for the threat in the crowd. There's no one way. There's no one guy. There's no one look. It's if you base your tactical ability on the way you look, your tactical ability is based on the wrong damn thing.
That's gonna give you, if that's gonna get you in the mindset, like having the beard and the tattoos and what have you. If you've never been in a situation, but that gives you that mindset, like I'm the baddest motherfucker, well, it might help you, save your life.
Sure.
Because it does come. Until you have bullets fly by your face, you never know how you're gonna react. No one does. Not one person can tell if they're gonna like it until it actually happens.
If having that beard and those tattoos and all that is
gives
part of
you
your
that-
is part of your persona and it's part of your projection,
It might help
It might
when it actually does happen.
for sure. But does it help you teach?
Right. If you got your POI tattoo
Yeah,
on.
right. Well, that's true. Yeah, so you don't forget.
You don't need note cards. You just look really
Right.
smart. Yeah, I mean, like when I was like a brand new team guy. Shot. Take off your shirt, Bob. We're doing body shots.
Here, Bob, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna fill yours first.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you were.
One more.
You just thought you weren't ready.
Audience doesn't know this is just apple.
Now,
juice.
Aaron, who drinks like a girl, clearly is not ready. You're here. Take
I only
this.
got
You're
one
not ready.
speed, man. I only got one speed.
Slow and steady. Do the tortoise.
Yeah.
Yeah, with nice hair.
Gotta pace it out. No, so like when I was like a cherry team guy, like wanting so bad to prove myself, you know, I was like, you know, the like hot-headed dude that I didn't have like tattoos or anything or like tough guy image, but I was just like, you know, looking for a reason kind of a thing. It's so stupid, but I think, you know, once you kind of grow out of that because your ego gets
Or
checked.
after
but-
you proved yourself.
Yeah, or
that,
after you-
okay, I could handle it.
I'm
you
not
know.
crying this time. We're getting shot at. I'm not crying. Who's the big man now?
I've grown.
I've grown. Okay, but seriously, I'm really scared. It puts things in perspective. So it's, you know, you start to look past that. You know, like I don't need to, you know, overcompensate and, you know, not to bring it back to the internet, but it's like the guys are like, I'm going to argue with everyone. It's like,
Yeah, I don't have to argue. I already know the answer.
Yeah.
And that's not arrogance.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's arrogance out there. We all know it. But there is a difference
dabble,
between
but-
there's a difference between arrogance and confidence.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the abrasiveness that people get into and a lot of the aggression they show towards other people, a lot of it is founded in the fact that maybe they're not comfortable at where they are.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not comfortable at their level.
Absolutely.
And I get it, you know. There are people that have been in many more firefights than me. There are people that have been in many less. My confidence level, my level of achievement, my comfortability lies in the niche that I lie in. I don't need to be somebody else. I don't need to be somebody less. I don't, you know, more or less doesn't matter to me. I am where I am. That's my comfort level. Now, we always got to push to the other end of our comfort level or else we're not improving. But having that tactical ability where you lie and based on your experience is to me, one of the most important things. And I think people push beyond their bounds on that. And there's really no reason to. Like we talked about earlier, there's phenomenal instructors at every level teaching all kinds of different things. Be comfortable in the fact that you do that. I'll give you an example. Our support guys, they constantly come to me and they're like, hey, you know, they used to come to us when we were on combat missions. They're like, you know what, when we get back, I'm going to selection, I'm going to be a Green Beret. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. We always need good Green Berets. But I would ask them, hey, what do you do? And they say, oh, I'm a rigger. I'm like, really, are you a good rigger? And they're like, yeah, for sure, you know. I've been doing it for years. And I'm like, let me tell you something.
You mean a parachute
Every time
packing
my
American? Parachute packing American
That's
is
true.
2017.
True. That is
That's
2000.
not
Yeah,
me.
we need to get more PC. But I look at those guys and I say, listen, let me tell you something. Every time I go out of an aircraft and my chute opens, I'm super happy that you're good at your job. I need you as much as you need me. So, and I think people push outside their comfort zones or try to be something that they don't necessarily need to be when they're honestly probably quite good at what they do.
Yeah.
And I guess I always look at people that way. You know, are you comfortable where you are? Are you proficient where you are? You know, always seeking improvement, sure, but are you trying to be something you're not?
Well, and what's the depth of the argument too? Like Bob, you caused the internet to outrage when you did your video about the reload.
Drop this one, put the fresh one in. Why would you do that? Do the reload.
Yeah, it's just like we're talking about a reload. Like this isn't
I
like,
think
you
that's
know,
on there, right?
Yeah.
So,
But it was just like, you know, people were like upset that they felt challenged, and I think that said more about them. That, like,
apparently I came across arrogant.
Yeah.
So that probably pissed people off.
So where's that line? Where's that line between proficiency and confidence and arrogance?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's always going to have an opinion. So people said you were arrogant about the way you did it. So what?
it's a reload though. Like who gives a crap?
Right.
You know?
Nobody's dying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how do you guys do it?
I put the new bullets in the gun.
In the gun.
Yeah.
And then I use the gun.
And then I use the gun.
Right. And I like to shoot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like after, because I don't
Well, it's-
read that much of this, you know, forum stuff, or I happened to read that, and I was like, motherfucker, people are questioning me on this? I was like, I mean, no shit, I got on the phone and like called a bunch of buddies like, how do you do a reload? I'm like, and they're like, well, you drop the mag, you put a new one in. I'm like, all right, I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, but like that's the scope of the argument where it's like, you know, I think that says more about the person when it's like they're willing to, if they're willing to engage over something so insignificant as that, it shows where they're at with their growth.
Agreed.
And, you know, the depth of some of these arguments, like guys will go at each other where it's like, USGI mags are better than polyarmor mags. No, fuck you. And like, what? Like, this is what you're arguing about? You know?
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Do you have something to do like on a regular basis? Because this is dumb. Yeah.
And that's the $1 million question, right?
Get out of your mom's basement?
Yeah. Don't tell me to get Cheetos off my fingers.
Yeah. I'll do what I want.
I'll do what I want.